Welcome to another informative session of the New England Job Show. Our guest today is Certified Career Coach Arleen Bradley. Arleen?
We're going to talk about face-to-face interviews. The timing, your research, your apparel, and I have a few other things I want to talk about that. Timing. When I say timing, there are three things. Where in the process are you? You really don't want to be the first candidate they interview. And the reason for that is because sometimes they may not have the job down pat. They may not know exactly what they're looking for. They're still kind of figuring all that out. Who's going to fit in? What exactly the duties are. So you don't want to be the first one. You don't want to necessarily be the last one because they may have already made up their minds. So you kind of want to be in the middle of the pack. And you want to make sure your interview is memorable. Timing. You also want to know the time of day. Are you a morning person? Are you an afternoon person? If you're an evening person, you're probably not going to get an interview. But if you are not a morning person and are virtually useless until after you've had your fourth cup of coffee, don't schedule an interview before you've had your fourth cup because it's not going to work. It's just you. You want to be when you are at your best. And the third thing is day of week. Some people say this is important. I don't know. A Monday, they're just getting in from the weekend and they're not concentrating. Friday, they're looking forward to the weekend and they're not concentrating. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday tend to be the best days.
How do we know that you're not the first one or the last one?
Sometimes you won't know, but if they give you a range of dates, we're interviewing between Tuesday and Thursday, take Wednesday. Take the Wednesday. You're going to have to kind of feel that out to see what your options are. Sometimes they may tell you, we can see you such and such a day at such and such a time. See if you can tweak the time so that's most convenient for your personality. Research. Again, you want to research the company even more fully than this phone screen. Now that you've had the phone screen, you know something about the company, and you know a little bit more about the job, and you know you're going in for a face-to-face. Now you really have to crank up your research. But a good place to start is the company website. Read as much as you can about the company on their website. Read about they usually say the people, the management team, the founders, whatever, the board of directors. Get a sense of who's on there and what they're all about. Press release.
Glassdoor.com.
Glassdoor.com is another one. Hoover's is another one. You get to find out about the information. And LinkedIn. LinkedIn can give you quite a bit of information. You look under the company and find out a lot. You can find out a lot of information, such as they'll tell you where it's located. They'll tell you their stock prices. They'll tell you whether they're growing. They'll give you an overview of the company. They will tell you who's been promoted. They'll tell you some of their new hires, who's left the company. They'll tell you the schools. Sometimes they'll tell you the schools where their employees are from. It'll also tell you the companies the new hires came from. So if you don't get the job, maybe that company can help you out. Maybe there's openings in that company. Companies where the former employees of that company have gone to, so you know what the path is. You can find out employees that are in your network. You may want to contact them for additional information. You also want to find out who you are interviewing with. See if they have a page on LinkedIn. Check out their site, their profile. Learn about what they're all about. Another thing is you want to check the newspapers, Wall Street journals, the Globe, local newspapers. And here's another one, Facebook. See if they have a Facebook page. And Twitter. Do a Twitter search on the company. See what people are saying about the company or what they are saying about themselves. So there's a lot of ways you can research the company and find out information. If you're on LinkedIn, the company profile page, and you see people in your network, get in touch with them. Find out what they have to say. If you're not connected, if it's second or third degree, use your connections to reach those people that are in the company. Find out as much as you can about the company and the person you're interviewing with before you go in. It also helps if you're going in and you really don't know what the company does. Find out what the industry is. What's the industry? Is the industry rising or is it slowly dying out? These are all things you're going to want to know. Apparel. Okay. I don't think I have to spend much time on apparel with this group. I mean, you're professionals, but I just want to make a few general comments. Conservative. Err on the side of conservative no matter what. Something you can do is stalk the company. Find out what people look like when they're going in or coming out. Try to get a sense of what the company dress code is. Talk to the human resource person and say, what's the dress code? You don't want to go in a three-piece suit if you're in a startup. Chances are startups, they're wearing jeans and a T-shirt, or maybe they will have graduated to khakis and a polo, or a dress shirt without a tie. So you kind of want to know where they are, and also know your industry. What's acceptable in your industry? Ladies, you want to make sure you're wearing hosiery. I know it's in these days to not wear hosiery, but when you're in an interview, this is a place where you should. Definitely wear pantyhose. Or even trouser socks if you're wearing trousers. Limit your jewelry to 1 ring per hand. You don't need, every finger to have a ring. An understated watch or bracelet. Nothing major like this. Because you don't want them to be distracted with your appearance or your jewelry. You want them concentrating on you. That's the same with cologne and aftershave. You don't want them to, first of all, they may have a negative association with your cologne or aftershave, so you don't want to bring that in. Or if it's overpowering, excuse me, you don't want to have them get a headache or whatever it is. So make sure it's understated. Of course, you want a suit, something respectable, clean, pressed, Make sure the shirt you're wearing is cleaned and pressed. Women, matching outfit or appropriately coordinating or contrasting. Either a skirt suit or a pantsuit. If you have a skirt suit, at the knee or slightly below is fine. You don't want to give the wrong impression. You want to make sure your cleavage is covered. Otherwise, you're giving the wrong impression.
Get hired for the wrong reason.
Yes. You want to be remembered for your skills and ability, not what you wore. Another thing, make sure your clothes are up to date. I know some people have been unemployed for a little while, and your professional wardrobe may be a little dated, may be a little shop worn. So you want to keep up to date. This is a great time to update your skills, your wardrobe. There are plenty of sales going on. You can find things that will cross seasons for relatively inexpensive money. Also, if you're interested in thrift shops or consignment shops, they are trying to get rid of their winter clothes so they can bring in the summer clothes. I was with a friend at the Andover Mercantile, and they have skirts and pants, 2 for $5, 75% off, other things. So this is a good time to start looking to update your look. Also, you may have gained a few pounds or lost a few pounds while you've been in transition. Things may not fit the right way, so you want to get something that's going to fit appropriately and look good on you. Shoes, make sure your shoes are polished and look good. They're not wearing out. The heels are kind of flat instead of one side being worn. You want to make your shoes look good. You also want to have that interview suit ready at a moment's notice. They could call you this morning and say, gee, could you interview at 3 o'clock this afternoon? You want to be able to say yes, because there's a window of opportunity and you might have to blow it because you got to go to TJ Maxx or Kohl's or Macy's or Brooks Brothers or wherever you get your clothes to get an appropriate outfit. So make sure you have your clothes ready. Everything that goes with that outfit is ready. The socks, the shirt, blouse, tie, whatever. It's already hanging up. You also want to have coordinating pieces if you don't, so you can have 2 or 3 outfits available. You don't want to walk into the second and third and fourth interview wearing exactly the same thing you wore to the first one. Kind of want to mix it up. Black slacks for ladies can go with any kind of top. You're good to go. Skirt, the same thing. Gentlemen, you may only have one good suit, and that's okay, but make sure you have a different shirt, a different tie to go with it. Nail polish, you want it to make sure it's fresh, not chipped, not kind of fading away, dull. Either refresh your manicure or just wipe the polish off altogether. Okay, the etc. Preparation. Again, it's like the phone screen. You want to have all your information available at a moment's notice, but this time it has to be in your head. So what you want to do is prepare for your interview. I have a sheet of questions that I can send people. These are just questions, okay? And Some of them have answers, some of them don't. And all this is to jog your memory. Because you don't know what they're going to ask. I don't know what they're going to ask. But if you spend a few minutes every day looking over the questions and kind of coming up with your answer to the question, at least you won't be caught off guard when you're in the interview situation. All right, there are different types of interviews. There's an individual interview when it's one-on-one, you and the recruiter and nobody else. Then there's something called a panel interview, and there are two types of panel interviews. There's the one asking questions, and there are several of you answering the questions. Or there's just you answering the questions and several people asking the questions. When that happens and someone asks you a question, look at the person who asked you the question at the beginning of your answer. Shift your eyes to the other people, and at the end of your answer, go back to the original person. Because you want to get everybody's eye to eye, but the person that's asking the question, you want to make sure you end with them so they know that you're connecting with them. So those are the types of interviews you could be involved in. There's also the stress interview, where everything is high-strung. They have people coming in, interrupting the interviewer. The phone may be ringing. Some of that may be accidental. Some of that may be planned because they want to see how you work under pressure.
Arleen Bradley has an enthusiasm for individuals and their professional transformations. She has founded 2 networking groups that have served 275 job searchers, of whom 250 are now employed. She is certified as a job search strategist, as a career management coach, and as a job loss recovery coach. She is a Careerism-approved career expert. As a holistic coach, she is just as concerned about the job searcher as she is about the job search. She operates a private coaching practice in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Watch our website, nejs.org, for the next informative presentation of the New England Job Show.